Hello everyone. Today I'm going to tell you about India and Japan relations. So, friendship between India and Japan has a long history rooted in spiritual affinity and a strong cultural and civilization ties. And people of both the countries of India and Japan have engaged in cultural exchanges primarily as a result of Buddhism, which is spread to Japan from India indirectly via Korea and China. People of both the countries are guided by common cultural tradition, including the shared heritage of Buddhism, and shared a strong commitment to the ideals of democracy, pluralism, and open societies. Now, India and Japan are the two largest and oldest democracy in Asia, and having a high degree of congruence of political, economic, and strategic interest. Both the countries view each other as a strategic partner that is responsible for and is capable of responding to the global and regional challenges. Now, India is the largest recipient of Japanese aid and shared a special bond with Japan. And India's relation with Japan are free from any kind of dispute, whether it is regarding cultural, territorial, or ideological. So India's relation with Japan are free from any kind of dispute. Now, two of the nations were enemy during the Second World War because India was under the British colony, and that is why both two of the nations were enemy. But the relation between both the countries remained warm since India's independence. Now, diplomatic relations between both the countries were set up in the year of 1952 in 1957 and 1958 several high level of exchanges took place when the prime minister of both the country visited each other country. Along with that, the relation between both the countries reached to a new level when the Japanese crown prince and princess Min in 1960 visited India. In 1951, India stabilized a scholarship system for a scholarship system for overseas students, and now this system to this day provides an opportunity for young Japanese scholar who are in the forefront of Indian study to study in India. And now in 1991, our Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao launched Look East policy and started liberalizing economy in 1991 with the finance minister Manmohan Singh visiting Japan for assistance, and the Japan provided India with financial assistance to elevate India's foreign reserve crisis. Now, the relation between both the countries reached a brief low because of the Pokhran test that India conducted in 1998. Now, talking about military and economic cooperation between India and Japan. So the military relations between both the countries are quite strong, and they have shared interest in maintaining security of sea lanes in Asia Pacific and Indian Ocean, and in cooperation for international crimes, terrorism, piracy, and proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. Now, India and Japan have frequently held joint military exercises, and also signed a security pact in October 2008. And now both the countries share interest in maintaining security of Indo-Pacific region that I've already told you. Now, India and basically India also participated in Malabar exercise with the Japanese and US navies, reflecting shared perspective on maritime security of Indo-Pacific region. And along with that, India is also negotiating to purchase US-2 amphibious aircraft, which will be inducted in Indian Navy, and which will be helpful actually because it has technology that will allow the helicopter to land on the water as well. So that is going to be very important if we will be able to purchase the US-2 amphibious aircraft from Japan. Now talking about economic cooperation. So the economic relationship between both the countries has also got expanded and deepened over the last many years, and the trade between both the countries also got increased. And now talking about like India. So India is the 18th largest trading partner for Japan, and Japan is the 13th largest trading partner for India. and the direct investment has also got increased of Japan. Like Japan has become the fifth largest investor for India, and along with that, Japanese companies are also getting interested in India. Like around 1400 companies has set up their branches in India as of 2021 financial year. Now, so this was all about military and economic cooperation. Now if we look at the importance of the relation between both the countries, so first of all, let me tell you, India has also, like Japan has also signed ACSA, acquisition and a cross servicing agreement. So what is it? So you must have heard about LEMOA, logistic 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 exchange of memorandum agreement. So this was also an agreement in which both the countries can have access of the bases of Indian Armed Forces and all that stuff, which was signed with the USA actually. So ACSA is also a kind of a logistic agreement that will allow armed forces of both the sides to closely coordinate in services and supplies. And actually, this agreement is quite important with China, with Japan's perspective. Why? Because if we talk about like Japan, so Japan does not share very good relations. So Japan has classing interest with China. So because of that, if in future if the condition get escalated, if the condition get wild between between China and Japan, then in Japan can definitely use the naval base of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands to dock that Strait of Malacca, which is very important for China to do trade with other you can say Pacific, like with Africa and North America and South America, and to connect with Europe. So it will definitely going to affect China's trade. So Strait of Malacca, what is Strait of Malacca? Let me tell you. So Strait of Malacca is a strait which connects Indian Ocean to South China Sea, and if Japan, and as Japan has already signed this logistic agreement with India, so it is very helpful for Japan actually. But if you look it at like India's perspective, so it is not that much important, because if we talk about like South China Sea is quite open, and India will not gain any kind of strategic importance if we will get access of Japan naval base. So that is why it is important in terms of Japan perspective, but not really for India perspective. Now if I talk about the importance of the India and Japan relations, so the first thing that I would like to highlight is that um, as we all know that India and Japan are the member of Quad, and India and Japan are Entente. So what is Entente? It is basically alliance. So India and Japan's alliance is central to US-led strategy for free and open Indo-Pacific region, and both the countries are serving as a linchpins to stabilizing our rule-based order in Indo-Pacific region. So that is why relations between both the countries are quite important. Along with that, at a time of global geopolitical flux, both the champions believe in democracy. In like obviously they are democratic countries, so they believe in inclusivity, freedom norms, and free and fair trade. So and so this was all about like recently India has also like participated in a Quad summit with Japan, which was held in Wilmington, Delaware. So basically in that summit also, there were discussion regarding the security in the Indo-Pacific region, maritime security particularly. So Quad offers a promising platform for strategic maritime coordination and cooperation. So this was all about the importance of relation between India and Japan. I hope you liked it. If you did, so let me know. And yeah, I would like to know your opinion, like what further steps can India take to forge better relationship with Japan and to develop relations even more stronger. Thank you.